Last question for you. Are we winning? Like, is Bitcoin winning?
Yeah, I mean, blocks are still being produced, but that's why I'm so vocal. I'm honestly, Pomp, I'm like worried about the trajectory. It seems like to me that the power structure emanating from like the World Economic Forum, Financial Action Task Force to the political intelligence class here in the United States, they seem desperate and they seem like they're flailing and they're really pushing and accelerating this authoritarian push to control everybody. And I think it's because they're losing control of the systems that they have control the levers of, particularly the financial system. I think Bitcoin is winning. It's proliferating, but I do feel compelled to be more vocal about the subjects that we covered today, because most people are just falling for them hook, line, and sinker. And there is a potential that people get cattle herded unknowingly into this digital panopticon that we discussed a bit earlier. And Bitcoin is winning in the sense that it is sufficiently distributed. I mean, we just had a huge test of the network, a huge stress test with this migration of hash rate out of China. You had 50% of the hash rate fall off the network. Estimates range from like 50 to 60%. And Bitcoin still kept producing blocks. It's an extremely resilient network, and it works as advertised, and it's only getting stronger. However, I'm more worried. Bitcoin's certainly winning, but I think unless people wake up to the dystopian future that's being thrust upon them, it's going to take a lot longer for Bitcoin to win in the way in which we believe it can, because people are going to get distracted by a bunch of bullshit being thrust on them by people who actually don't believe what they're pontificating. And I think there just needs to be a lot more education about the options that exist, the trade-offs that exist, particularly in the energy space. Like, nobody talks about the fact that there's a bunch of slave labor and coal used on the front end of the supply chains of wind and solar specifically. And then on the back end, when you have to recycle them, there's an insane amount of coal that needs to be used to recycle those. Nobody talks about the psychological effects that wind farms have on their local communities, or the environmental effects that solar panels have on the environments that they're placed in. So, yes, I do. Bitcoin's winning. It could win. I think it could win in a way in which we envision it can win faster if more people are well educated about the bullshit that the power structure is pushing on them every day.